What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have a very exciting model unboxing for you all. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Gemini200 1:200 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the current livery. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Super excited to have this. I got a super great deal, and as you all have probably heard me talk about several times in the past, I've really been looking for some sort of standard Southwest Airlines livery, Canyon Blue, Heart, or equivalent, and finally I was able to lock it in at the Chicago Collectible Show for spring 2024. These collectible shows prove powerful every single time, and Massive Unboxing number 47 will go into all those details, so definitely check out that video if you haven't already. But nevertheless, this was a complete steal and had to do its own video because it was absolutely awesome. So without any further delay, I'll go ahead and tell you about it as we unbox it, but let's go ahead and take a look at the box, and we finally have a normal Southwest Airlines aircraft in 1:200. So here's the Gemini200 logo. You get the Southwest Heart logo right here. Here's the aircraft itself, Boeing 737 MAX 8. This is G2 SWA 1008. This is what it said when I saw it at the show. It said repaired for $48. So I'll kind of go through it with you all, and then we'll take a look, and then we'll see if anybody notices before I do. But anyway, so as you can see, really nice. And again, I've been looking for a normal Southwest 1:200 for a very long time, and these are really challenging to come by. This is the 2021 release on the MAX 8, which I believe is the third one they've done a 1:200, second or third. But I've just been looking for a normal standard one. I do have a Freedom one, which is great, but I've been looking for a normal one. And when I saw that price tag, I was like, what could possibly be making it this low? Is it a significant paint chip or what's going on? So here comes the model, and I'm going to take it out here. So I'm looking around at this model here at the collectible show, and I'm just like, why is it $48? This is perfect. So I look around it once. I don't see a single problem. So I'm like, okay, let me try to look closer. So I'll even bring it a little bit closer for the camera so you can kind of get the idea. I looked at it twice, and I'm like, I still can't see any major issues with this. So what are we doing? So I finally look one final time, get a really good look here at the nose, tail, the winglets, the wings, and I'm just like, why is this so low? And then finally, I was with TL Aviator on Instagram at the time, and he was looking at his, and he noticed that there was a big crack on his pylon right here. So I was like, is that the problem with this one? And after really searching thoroughly for it, bingo, there it is. So the engine at some point, whether it was during shipping or an equivalent measure, did break right here. But again, did you notice it on that first pass around? I thought it would be significant to do it then, so you would get the full idea as of to what I was seeing. But again, when you're looking at it from almost any perspective, unless you're just sore eyeing it, you're not going to see it. And he was nice enough, it was towards the end of the collectible show. This is Grayland Station, by the way, where I got this from at the Chicago Collectible Show. So first off, a huge shout out to him, Steve, that is, for organizing these shows. He's a great guy, so I really appreciate him doing that. But not only that, at his store, he has several of these aircraft, whether they're discounted or not, and he had this one, and he even took another $5 off for it, which I was just like, man, that is super nice of you to do that for such a significant or such a minor defect here. So this is awesome. This is worth a significant amount of money. So to get this aircraft for that price is just awesome. And of course, we do have the gear, which I don't even think I've touched before. So let's go ahead and put those on there, and then we will take a look at this model. Alrighty, everybody, and here it is, the Gemini200 1:200 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. Man, for $43, this is just crazy, man. And of course, you can't see it now that obviously I've showed you before, but again, would you have noticed? That's a great question. Let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear, but I'm certainly thrilled with it for this price. This is a great looking model, definitely a little bit tough to find. I'm sure re-release will be coming in the future anyway, but nevertheless, it just proves powerful to how valuable these collectible shows are in the types of deals you can get on these die-cast model aircrafts and equivalent. And definitely check out my airline collectible haul coming from this show, as well as we got so many cool memorabilia items with safety cards, a Southwest Airlines annual report, some timetables, and other such items. So looking super forward to all that. But we're here for this Southwest 737 MAX 8. So let me go ahead, turn the camera, zoom her on in, and we will go ahead and take a look at this beautiful 1:200 aircraft. Now, I believe, I'm gonna double check on this, but I believe this is my first time looking at the 737 MAX in 1:200 scale, which is super exciting. So overall, it does look really good from the initial glance, and this is the future after all. Another reason I was kind of excited about this, as you all know, I have the mindset of you take what you get and you don't throw a fit at these collectible shows, but I was still happy with the Southwest Max anyways, because it does kind of show the situation of what's been going on with that over time, and I have flown several of these now, so all of it worked out for those reasons, and certainly very glad to have this. So let's go ahead and take a look at this 1-200 mold, guys. Starting up here with the cockpit and the nose cone, which looks really good. This 1-200 mold is fantastic. It also isn't hollow by any means. It's a really nice die cast, so very similar to that 1-400 feel, which is really great. So you can see all those various characteristics up here. You have some pitot tubes and other such panels, and then of course you have that radar dome piece right there, so all of that looks really great. Then you go to the nose landing gear door, which looks really nice, as 8730, obviously signifying the registration there, which I do have this aircraft in 400 as well, of course. And we have the nose landing gear, which looks really good. One of the best parts about the 737 MAX, and I was super excited when I put my landing gear in here, it's magnetic, which is really cool. So actually, I'll just show you real quick since we're here. You can see the magnet right there. You can obviously just pop it in and it just magnetically attaches. Some of my 737 NGs miss this feature from GeminiJets. Some of them are a little bit older, so it's so great to get to see that right there. So very thrilled about that, so it's really nice. Then of course you have the L1 door right here, which looks really nice, and you got the window along with the lever and the other various pieces. Here's the Southwest Airlines heart, which looks really nice, and then that takes us onto the front here. So here's the Southwest Airlines billboard titles, which I think they did a pretty good job here representing. You can definitely tell. I'm sorry that it's also a little bit sideways, so I'll go ahead and just level it out so you can kind of get a good view here and see what they look like for the alignment, which the alignment does look really good. The size also looks very accurate, so we'd love to see that. Of course, Southwest with their all economy class on these Boeing 737 MAX 8s and their other aircraft types. That's where you're going to find these aircraft. So I think the farthest up I've sat on a MAX is 4, and the farthest back, I think I might have been in 32. I think 32. I think I did that all in the same day, which is pretty cool. I flew 4 of these in one day, I believe. So that was really cool, trying to do 6 flights in one day. Unfortunately, I only got 5, but that will be a story for another time, so stay on looking for that. But anyway, still very happy with the look of this aircraft, and looks really great. Okay, you got some other various pieces here on the top. I'll give you a better view of that, but it's mainly inspection panels. Here's one right here as well, another one, and then you got the first antenna, which comes at the bottom on the 737 MAX 8, so we love to see that. Now as we scoot along, I'll lower the camera a little bit so we can get a little bit better view of all this. So we have, oh shoot, I don't want to push it over there. So you got the 3D beacon there on the top, which looks really nice. The end of the billboard titles, the next antenna, the first one on the top, which looks really nice. Then you got the emergency exits right there, which are quite wonderful. And there's the leading edge of the wing, which does have the lights, so there's a better view of that right there. These other GeminiJet stands, by the way, of course, are just not quite as good. And I'll try to even this one out, but as you can tell, they wobble. You can't ever get them firm. Like, I need to try to push that piece down some more. There we go. That might help it a little bit. So you can see it's still tough to get them even out and all that, but just want to show that leading edge. Also worth noting, a couple other features here is that wing root there. It's pretty good. They did a good job there of getting it inserted, but also not letting it be loose. So not too big of a gap there, which is quite nice. There's the magnetic landing gear again. And there's the beautiful CFM LEB engines that the 737 MAX has. Now you can definitely tell that the engine broke off at some point, and I'm just now noticing, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'm probably not going to really care that much. It looks like that the engine wasn't quite put up top all the way, which is okay. I think it was just because this is a really tough one to glue, so I'm not sure if these pieces were glued first and then it was all put on, or I'm not sure if this piece was possibly glued onto the wing and then this piece was attached. I'm not exactly sure how that was done. I'm just now noticing it, and it's not that big of a deal. I just now noticed, and it bugs just a little bit, but again, it's not a huge problem. This aircraft probably is going to look better from its right side, so you can definitely see where I probably need to put it that way. But even this one has some sort of down indentation on the engine, so it's a little bit more noticeable over here, but it's not that big of a deal, especially for getting it for almost, pretty half off essentially. So definitely no complaints. But there's the LEB engines, which have a really good exhaust piece there, and fan blades one more time. There goes the magnetic gear, but they look really great, and I definitely am very glad to get to see it on this aircraft. Okay, let's continue on. So you can see here we have the rest of the slats, which look nice. And here's the Southwest Airlines winglet, which looks really cool. I'm still interested that they chose to leave their bottom scimitar blank, but hey, it definitely works. So no complaints there. And then you got the back of the wing here where you got the other slat flaps and speed brakes and other various pieces. There's the emergency exit pad, which looks quite nice. There's a better look at the beacon, the antenna, and then our Wi-Fi box, which is quite elaborate. So that's certainly really cool to see right there. Love that. The outline's also very realistic there, so that's really great. You got two antennas here on the bottom, and I'll give you a better view of that here in a moment. One more stubby antenna here on the top before we get back here to finally a livery change. So we have the gray line, then we swoop into the yellow, which features our registration, November 8730 Quebec. Again, I do have this aircraft in 1-400, so cool to match it up with its sister in 1-200. We also have the United States flag there, which is quite beautiful. Before we go into the gray cheat line and then the red part of the livery there where the L2 door resides, so you can see the same details that the L1 door featured. And one of the coolest parts about these 1-200 aircraft is we do get the stubby antenna right here. I do have a couple of models in 400 that do have that, but it's predominantly these 1-200 aircraft you're going to find that on, especially the narrow bodies. So very cool to see that. They do have the stubber piece here, which is nice, and then a good outline right there before we reach the tail, which has all the aforementioned colors, so cool to see that. The rudder is also very clear to see, and then you have the horizontal stabilizers, which look quite nice. More panels, and then a really nicely designed APU. Let's really get a good look at that, because that is some of their best work to date. It's really great to see, and you can definitely see how much effort was put into that particular offering, so that's great to see. Okay, so that looks really great on that side. The right side's also going to feature, sorry, you're kind of shaded right there. Let me back this up a little bit. There we go. I love the angles that you can get. That looks so great. Okay, so you can see on this side, the only major differences are the baggage doors. So that certainly looks really nice right there. I'll go ahead and remove the stand so I can show you the top of the aircraft a little bit easier. So you can see you have all those details that I mentioned, but really easy to see that Wi-Fi box and just how good it looks here from the top. Can't really notice the engine that much from this perspective either. It seems like it might be a little tilted in, but again, that could have been QC to begin with, so can't really judge that too much. Bottom of the aircraft also looks great. You have the antenna, the Southwest heart, which looks great, the color swoop, and the stand hole, which is pretty solid. You have that clear insert piece that's kind of tough to fidget with, but once you get it, you get it. And then the neck landing gear you can really see here, and this is a really nice feature. I'm glad they got this on the Max because it is kind of tough otherwise to get to use these landing gear because they're trying to fall off all the time. I got an American 737 that will never get that fixed. It just tries to fall out every single time. But stand is a little tough to get in, but once you get it, you can feel it, so that's nice. But overall, this is great. So this is a really great snag here in 1-200. I'm super happy about this. As you all know, I'm a casual 1-200 collector, and I love finding good deals on these 1-200 aircraft. This particular case, I just lucked out because I didn't think about getting this aircraft. This came out back in 2021, so obviously 400 was the highest priority, but I've been eyeing a normal livery Southwest for a while. I've seen a couple Canyon Blue 700s come up that have just been like, dang, if only it was half the price, or even the 737-700 Heart liveries that have came up, that would have been cool too. But I'm satisfied with this, and this is a great price. And what I love to do with this 1-200 fleet is add pieces that are really sentimental to me, but in conjunction with that, obviously adding aircraft I find for really good deals. And I think my shelf here, I'll just go ahead and show you because it is a really good point to feature, and maybe some of you can take this as well. You can see up there on my shelf, which none of the 400s will probably ever get back up there again at this point. Anyway, though, you can see, so obviously down here, it's a mix of good deals, and then that top, this row right here is all the American aircraft. But then at the top, you can really see it's like, okay, the British Airways A380, one of my favorite wide bodies, that's sweet. The Antonov got a great deal at Airliners 2023, can't pass that up. The Korean, great deal. I've seen it at Atlanta before, it works out perfectly. The Polar and Latam, no major connection to. I've seen both of them a couple times, but for $50, you're not gonna pass it up. The American 333, AI 2022, $95, awesome price. And the American 79 flew the exact registration, great model, it looks really great. So yes, it just goes to show that you can definitely find aircraft that you want and can still, feature. And that's a really valuable asset to me. And I'm so glad to get to add the Southwest now because Freedom One's great. And where is Freedom One? I can't even see it. There it is. It's on. It doesn't even have a stand on it. I tried to stagger them out. But anyway, it's going to be great to add this hard example here to the fleet today. And again, just a minor defect. And if it really bugs anyone, then hopefully that looks even better. So it really is a great model. I'm so glad to have it here today. This is just goes to show how powerful these airline collectible shows can be. And overall, I am very thrilled with the progress that has been made with the 1-200 fleet, especially for the value. Again, I need to go on the Alaska company store, try to get some of the new 1-200s that Gemini's done, and then as for the other airlines, the American fleet's looking solid. Always have to add to that though. And there was a couple opportunities. There was the One World 767 by JC Wings, the One World 777, and even a JetX 1-200 American Indy 80 were all there in the Grayland Station vendor area at the show. They were all like $160 though, just trying to be real strategic here. I still have several flights that I want to get and so on and so forth. So model collecting's become really challenging as of late. As it's been a fun challenge though, with regards to selecting what models. Obviously, you can just see my background here, and I'll just go ahead and zoom out right here. You can see back there, I have so many, and I have to make really wise choices going forward of, okay, what do I want to collect? What do I want to prioritize? What do I want to move? And I know that we're really going off on a venture here, but I'm really trying to prove my point. So I don't know what happened to them. You're gonna see very briefly, there's a couple of boxes lined up on the other side of that plastic bin. Those are models that I'm getting ready to sell. So I've really had to be really selective, and obviously as this collection continues to grow, I need to be very smart about the aircraft that I choose to grow it with, because obviously I want them to be really, really great value, and obviously what I want, and so on and so forth. So I'm very excited to continue that. But when you have maxes and 1-200 for $40, I mean the 1-400 goes for more than that. The 1-400 would retail at $40.76. So getting it for $43, I mean you just can't pass that up. And these half-off deals are just so awesome. And I'm looking super forward to getting more of this down the pipeline. And I think that's certainly been a huge testament to finding out about these collectible shows and how valuable they are. And a huge shout out to everybody that got to see there, like Star Alliance Man, AS Aviation, RBG Scale Models. Who else was there? I'm thinking of one person, I forgot his name. Dang it. Backhand and all those guys. It was super good to get to see all of you, and I'm glad that all of you got great deals too. Did a couple of trades throughout, so I'm excited to get to feature all of those. And it's just been great with these collectible shows. So looking super for the Airlines International 2024 in Kansas City. It's going to be awesome, and I know that I went a little above and beyond, but again, the purpose here is to show that if you do want really good deals on these collectibles, and you've seen it throughout my content here in 2024, collectible shows are just a great way to do it. And you get to fly anyways in most cases, and so on and so forth. So I'm getting off on a tangent. This is going to conclude it, but of course, I'm super happy to have this great value here today, and luckily I wasn't picky. Was able to get a great deal on this aircraft, and super excited to get to utilize it in the future. So great model. Definitely go pick it up if you ever get a chance to. Hopefully all of you can find it, and I'm sure a re-release will be coming at some point in the future. So if you are interested, definitely go get it. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do what you love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.